So I'll shuffle back again with another viewer run. This one is from Diabolic Gwen, who I believe we featured before because they had some sisters action with, I think it was a boss. So we are going to take a look at this again. They are doing the first ever Crimson Court mission, or the first one I should say. I'm going to rewind just a little bit here because I was doing some testing, and we're going to take a look at this. So in the YouTube player, as always. Yeah, you can turn this up actually. So we can hit a torch here. Alright, they're aware. Good. Got some torch action. Give us some extra accuracy for the next few battle, or the next battle I should say. What's interesting too is I don't think that accuracy buff comes off if you're camping. Pretty sure I figured that out in the stream today, and that was pretty wild. Usually most things wear off when you camp. And we're trying to figure out how to open these bones. These bones are very just awful curio. They don't give you a whole hell of a lot, which is sad. We're just gonna give up. Man, we're doing process of elimination going down the line here. No, the bandage! We skipped it. No, the bandage, please! Do it. Do it. Yes. And that's why that curio sucks. You can spend a bandage, you usually get like 50 gold. I got an emerald today out of it, I think, and that was just weird. Or I got gold. I think I got 750 gold, which is emerald tier. So I would definitely like to see... Actually, my limitation of not understanding how Sisters plays is a thing here. Because I would definitely prefer to be lunging. Yeah, this is an interesting dungeon. Having having a shield breaker makes this fight very easy, but I don't see puncture on the bar. The person probably does not know that puncture is in fact god tier for this encounter. Are we gonna refresh that torch though? It does not seem so. This first dungeon's pretty tame. There are no chevaliers and other garbage yet. The crocodile is kind of annoying. But it is a low-level crocodile, so it's not bad. Set up for a fatty lunge here. It should just one-tap one of these. Pretty sure it will. So we can focus fire one of these down. So if this is the first ever Crimson Court, they probably don't know how obnoxious all these enemies are. Definitely go for the mosquitos first. Good choice. I can say good call. Pierce a little bit better. I think because we don't want to move Sisters out of rank 1. That's probably why we did Captivate, which is a good thing about Captivate. It doesn't move you. It's one of the... I think it's the only shield breaker skill that doesn't move her. So you can just hit Captivate and you're chilling. Oh, flashing daggers? Fade into flashing daggers, though. It worked. Kind of sad to not see the Captivate go through even with the Venomous Vial. Disease resist. Okay, they know the curse is disease based. It's not that big of a deal. I don't like it either. I don't like the curse that much in terms of how you have to min-max the roster afterwards. Not min-max, but manage the blood supply and all that. But it's... I'm okay with it now. Just because it's actually got some very good benefits. The joke, they think thick and midnight, they called it Crimson Downside instead of Crimson Curse. But they said that sarcastically because Crimson Curse is actually pretty beneficial if you can time it right and all that. So I'm all for Crimson Curse now. Look at that. Although it's still worth 3 sins in that video because it's so annoying. No one wants to deal with Crimson Curse. No one. Yeah, so if we had puncture, things would be a lot nicer. The courtyard is considered high torch, so that early riser is going to do stuff. I think it's the Sickening Satchel, so that's extra damage against Blighted, but Shield Breaker, if Impale doesn't have rank 3, there's a shovel on this curio. See if Diabolic figures it out. Yeah, so the Impale giving blight to everything would be pretty nice, but there's no guarantee it's gonna stick. Everything in here is pretty blight resistant. We're just gonna ignore it. I'm gonna try the shovel. It's kind of scary to try the shovel on things. I think Diabolic tried the shovel the first time, and it didn't work. Like, they tried it on the bones. So I would not be keen on trying a shovel again. Oh, JK did it. Nice. Rewarded. That's almost like an heirloom chest in terms of the items dropped. Because it is a bunch of heirlooms, but just like the amount that you get looks like a chest. It's pretty interesting. We have a very nice curio. So we have to torch this for stress off. It's kind of scary because it's sitting there bulging, and it's like, if we hit it with the wrong thing, our enemy's going to pop out. I actually don't know. It's so weird watching gameplay without faster walking now. I sound like everyone in my YouTube comments. I'm so used to it. Oh, we don't have lunge. That's the confusion. I would definitely like to see flashing daggers go. It's too hard to get value out of that move. Alright, time to not get diseased. Okay, we dodged anyway. Good. Judgment. I like Judgment on the front one. Oh, JK, we can just max roll. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, that Impale's not even rank 3. So we're really not going to get any value from that sickening satchel. Yes, ditch the citrines. This pleases me. This pleases me greatly. Freaking citrines. I forget who had the idea. I think it was Rat. Might be wrong, but someone had the idea to make our channel points on Twitch citrines. And so we just did that. It's been pretty cool. Although I need a better picture for it. I grabbed some like random clip art. Citrine, and it just looks terrible. Well, actually it looks fine in full size, but when you shrink it down to 56 pixels, you can't tell what the hell it is. People were calling them oranges. Like, okay. Sure, dude. It's fine. Maggots. I guess flashing daggers will do some work. I think Sisters has a cleave too. It's like a weird cleave, like 1 and 3. Okay, it's not going to get used because the targeting's all whack. I would still think I'm going to Judgment there just because their stun resist is so high. Impale gets pretty good. Just because you might snipe that front one. Restoration. Oh. That seems like a very powerful skill. Is that restoration and stress healing? Excuse me. That should be a stun. Oh, she resisted. Man, that's really good. I didn't catch what the debuff it put on Sisters is. I'm pretty sure they got a debuff for it. So that's probably the balancing factor. Okay, actually getting value from the bones. That is not usual. Really thought they were going to hit not eat by accident there because the mouse was right over the button. That was very scary. Alright, burn this with Grave Robber. Burn it with Grave Robber. Burn it with Grave Robber. Do it, do it, do it, do it. That should be 0. Woo! Exactly 0 stress. Okay, so I see quest location. That was a great room to scout. That is a great room to scout. I can see them going down the first time, just because, like, I would probably go down the first time. I'm like, okay, empty room, 1 curio, 1 battle. I don't see any quest things, but let's just clear that side out. Look at that, already skipping the bone piles. Learning that they're not worth. I'd like to get rid of the manservant in these situations, yeah. Enraging Slight. Oh, that's like the worst target. Good dodge. Excelente. Can you heal him? Be healed, manservant. I don't know if Diabolic's checking the stun resist on that dude. Because it's very high. So stun is not usually what you go for there. I think a cultist can do it, because a cultist can stun a certain boss that's also unstunnable. Shouts to Thick. That was his video. Stress, buff, debuff. Ooh, nice. Picked up all of it. Cool. This team's pretty dance heavy, which is interesting. I'm just happy that we get to see Grave Robber. We don't see enough of her in these runs. IMO. So whenever we get to see her, I'm pleased as punch. I was thinking about the other day that I don't run enough Grave Robber on stream. Okay, this is... I know the player probably doesn't know, but this is a curio that we would probably skip right now. Because it's a stress healing one. If you put in the holy water, it heals 30 stress. And we don't really need that right now. I'd rather... Like, they didn't know, so I'm not saying it for them. I'm saying it for anyone watching, if they don't care. Then, you know, we usually don't spend the holy water there because it's better to just use it on the boss coming up. It's nice that there's so much stress healing in this dungeon, but it's not long enough to really stack a bunch of stress on you. Okay, so we had one bad bone pile, 2 okay ones. I guess that kind of evens out. Are they going to go down? Can you go right first? Nice. Okay. This is the correct way. And fight that Croc coming up. I'm pretty sure the Croc's going to be like the majority of the video. Okay, this is a tough fight. The first time, because you likely don't have the speed or the team comp to really compete with the mosquitos. Like, you don't have Plague Doctor with Dazzling Mirror, so you just kind of have to let the mosquitos do their thing. They should go down first. I agree with this. It's a little awkward. Actually, that one had its turn. Okay, yeah. If it still had a turn, I would not be attacking it because it's going to use the thirst. Is that Judgment or is that Dazzling Light? Let me go back. Hold on, let's go back here. Oh, they got infected the first time? This was Judgment? Yeah, I would stun here. Just to break that guard. And take a turn off that thing. We got our first Crimson Curse. And then the pacing of that is actually kind of bad, Red Hook. If I can be quite honest. It's like the moment it hits, like Crimson Curse, and this thing pops up in your face, you get an achievement. It's a bunch of information at the same time. I do like that the Crimson Curse icon is very distinct. Very easy to see what it is. Like, oh, I have Crimson Curse. And my portrait changes colors. Which is also pretty good. Or it's got the blood graphic after that. Impale's okay. Impale without blight, kinda not fun, but did get some cleave value. Definitely pick the front dude here. Okay, nice. This back one's gonna thirst. Oh, they double thirst. I hate when they do this. Okay, it missed. That's good. Thurston again. Do we block the Crimson Curse? No, didn't happen. Oh man, you gotta roll like one higher shield breaker, please. I really gotta play with Sisters more. Like, I need to understand what this character can do. I actually don't know what that attack does. I've seen it. It blights. Okay, no marks. I was gonna say, if we have a way to do like 1 damage, we should be doing it. Alright, I'm a big fan of the tempo zap. Okay, we're going first. Grave Robber doing her thing. Got even more speed now because of the curse. So that's pretty good. Got some extra food. I'd pitch the lore at this point. I'd probably eat the food too. Yeah, eat the food, pitch the lore, then take all these. As much as we want lore to come back home with us, because all lore needs to be adopted. Should probably eat that last food with the shield breaker. Doesn't know she's missing 1 HP. That is okay. Okay, so this actually doesn't give you enough information, because that was a double scout, technically. But the hallway between the last room that they were in and the room before that is so short that the double scout really doesn't give you anything. Which kind of sucks. Yeah, save the shovel. For this dungeon, originally, you need 4 shovels, because there are 2 flower pots and 2 obstacles. Okay, feed this man the blood. Oh, you have no blood! No! Just leave him alone. Just walk away. Walk away. I think this is a very cool curio to have, though, because you don't usually interact with other living beings in this game besides your own, like, party and the monsters. So this is the first time a curio item or curio thing is a another person. And granted, it's a creepy person that's wanting precious, delicious blood, but at least you get to interact with them. Yeah, I would not be... For my first time here, I would not be throwing curio or items into this because I don't know what triggers it, and I only have like one of each. And I may need these, so I want to save them. I'll take a sip of water. Delicious water. I know the meme answer to what is the best, like, water temperature or something. And people say water with 2 ice cubes. And I thought that was the meme answer at first, but no joke, that might be the actual answer, because obviously you don't want room temp water. I wonder if they're looking it up. The mouse isn't moving. Okay, I think they leave after a sec here. Let's skip ahead. Yeah, so obviously you don't want room temp water. And then you don't want, like, super freezing cold water. That kind of sucks too. The goal is to have, like, water that comes out of the refrigerator and then it sits for, like, 20 minutes. And then it warms up just a little bit. And then it's really good. And that's what my water is doing right now. And that's what makes it so good. Alright, here it comes. I don't know the ending to this video, but I am a little scared seeing this team. Granted, the apprentice Croc isn't too much of a jerk. I think for this setup too with Grave Robber, if you want to Shadow Fade consistently, I think she should be in rank 1. And the reason is, here you Shadow Fade into... Why does that cleave do so much damage? That cleave is so strong, dude. But yeah, like, you do Shadow Fade into rank 4, and then all you have are, like, dagger throws. You know, you have flashing daggers, poison darts, throw dagger. So I'd rather Shadow Fade from 1 to 3, so I can get Shadow Fade pick to the face. Because that is a viable thing, is Shadow Fade pick to the face. It's a lot of damage, it's big crit, it's pretty nice. It fixes the main issue with pick and how it doesn't do a lot of damage if it doesn't have some kind of buff on top of it. Okay, we got the Mark synergy, though. That was cool. So it's got 2 actions. Yeah, 2 actions a turn. That makes Mark a little harder to keep up. I'm not going to outright say it's bad, just because I've gotten some people like Thick and whatnot have been using Mark on multiple action bosses, and they still win. So I have to, like, not strictly abandon this viewpoint, but I definitely can't just crap on it as hard as I used to. Oh my goodness, the Captivate Mark synergy, the rarity. Okay, that was pretty scary, because that could have been a crit teeth rake to Death's Door, bleed through the garlic. Very scary. Okay, one more turn with Mark. Ooh, the dodge. Not even submerge yet, we got the dodge. It's a little scary. Okay, we finally stick a blight. Group heal looks pretty good. I respect the single heal too. Then I don't know what Sisters gets to do up here. Okay, here it comes. Got the RKO out of nowhere. Why does it get to heal with that? That's so random. God. That's like hostile DM level monster. Where you just... Like your tabletop game is you versus the players. You go, well, in case it's going to die to bleed or blight, I'm going to have it heal the moment it submerges, so it's guaranteed to survive. Because that healing for 12, that is very deliberately to get out of range of like two different dot ticks. At least. At this level, probably 3. Because you're doing about 2 or 3 damage per dot tick, depending on what the move is. Okay, we hit there. Was there a chance to hit? It wasn't that high, was it? 62, nice. Well done. Some blight, apex, got the cleave. It usually... It's a small chance to get the cleave. I think it's 33% or something like that. Yeah, and now we can't do anything because we definitely need to lunge. It was definitely lunge over flashing daggers for this team. 100%. It's okay. These crits will carry us. Heal up here. Group heal. Ooh, tempo zap? I wasn't quite on board with the tempo zap, but then I saw it and I was like, yeah. Okay, this is what happens to Vestal in this fight. She always gets bullied. The Croc has some kind of AI hatred of Vestal. I'm not even kidding about that. My, what is it? I think in my 2 Crocs video, I think my Vestal got completely bullied in one of the fights and went virtuous. This thing's pretty close to dead. Okay, so Lurking Fear is not even Submerge, which means Grave Robber going first, Throw Dagger should clean this up. If we Throw Dagger. Okay, this wasn't too bad. I mean, good job winning the fight, obviously. The Apprentice Croc, not as... It was dangerous enough. I think it's actually pretty well tuned. No, the Jester set. I think I got the Jester set in my Torchless run. It was so troll. I think it was the exact same way. I think I got like the finger bone or the cup from like a Croc, and then I got the other one from a chest. So silly. Okay, after this, it's a good thing they picked this path too. Here's our last shovel going out. Yeah, since they picked this path, that means they don't have to worry about anything else. Like, the other way to go is just literally those 2 rooms. So we've cleared out most of the dungeon. This should be the last one here. Yeah. Not even a fight, so we're just done. Nice. Yeah. Good job. Very good job. So, yeah. If you want any tips, put Lunge on Grave Robber over Flashing Daggers, because as you saw, there was like one time, specifically one time. There's probably a couple others that it could have been used. It would have been really nice. With this team, it's a little harder, I understand, because there's so much mobility. And with, let's see, Shield Breaker. Puncture ruins the Crocodile, because the Crocodile can only Apex after it submerges, and it can only submerge in the middle spots, so ranks 2 and 3. Which means Puncture, being able to pull 2, means that every time it does Lurking Fear, and it moves back into 2 or up into 3, you can just puncture it up to the front, then it can't do Submerge. And that's a very easy, clean, and safe way to disarm that fight. Shieldbreaker is just pretty good in general in the court because there's so much prot and stuff, so she doesn't really need her Blight. It's nice to have, but you don't have to plan around it because Puncture and Pierce really just do so much work here. I'm surprised there's no Courtyard enemy that has Stealth. I know Stealth came in after, so I think it's weird. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Gwen, for sending it. Very awesome. Congratulations. And I'm curious to see if you have tackled the bear and stuff like that after that. I haven't talked to you in a minute. But yeah, so we're done with this one. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.